We very recently did summer 2022, so let's do winter of 2022. And it was only four sirens, but bagger, they're quite bad. And yeah, I don't think there's going to be anyone getting above bad. That's all I'm going to say. But we've got four with Ahmed Diallo, with Sarkowski, we have Aaron Ramsey, and with James Sands. And when James Sands is probably going to finish the highest out of all four, you have an issue, right? You have a big fucking issue. But we're going to kick off with Ahmed Diallo, and the guy's doing decent for Sunderland, right? For us, he scored like what, 6 minutes into his debut against Ross County, I believe it was. But, you know, he was bad. He was, like, I wouldn't say it was awful because, it was cheap enough to bring him in. He's a youngster. We took a risk. I mean, it's not like we were dependent on this guy. It's not like we brought this guy in with all this hope and expectation. And, it all went to shit. Like, he came in, he scored a few goals, he didn't do much, right? It wasn't average. Average is like if you're alright. Bad is when you're a bit shite, and I think he falls under a bit shite. And that brings us to Sarkowski. How many games has this guy played for Rangers? That is a trivia question somewhere in a pub quiz. Because I think it's like, what, one? If that, it might not even be one. He might not have even played. I believe he's played in the Cup. I wouldn't bet my top rocker on it, as Chibs would say, but yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to go as far as say this is awful. Like, I know he's young, right? And I understand that. But you can only be so fucking pish. And I see no future for this guy. Literally, I see nothing. I don't see a world where this guy will play for Rangers. And to me, it was like the most pointless signing ever. He cost like 200,000, didn't he? It's just an awful signing. I mean, you can't. I wouldn't describe it as bad. I would describe it as awful. And that's why he's in the awful category. Next up, Aaron Ramsey. Oh, right, Rambo, son. I don't want to do this, pal. The immortal Hulk Hogan, so to speak, but the immortal Aaron Ramsey, the immoral. I don't know. This is bad. Well, no, it's probably worse than bad. It's awful. Right, let's break down Aaron Ramsey. Right, so it's set like I thought it was a 2 million fee we paid for him in terms of wages. Right, it said on the website only 800,000. Right, but that doesn't change much for me. Right, we brought him in, and Aaron Ramsey's like he's quoted to saying, "I'm going to help Rangers in the Europa League journey." Right. He scored a few goals, right? The goal, like, when he scored against Celtic at Ibrox, that was an amazing feeling. I know we got beat 2-1, so really, it didn't matter a fuck. But when he scored it, it was like, haha, up east. Aaron Ramsey's the man. But, yeah, I mean, is he the worst? Was he the worst performing player on this list? I would go as far as saying he was the best. Like, it's between him and Sands out of the four. Easy, in my opinion. But obviously Ramsey, he came with the whole thing of what's the best side in Scottish football history. Like literally, like that's literally the moniker it came with, right? And seen on paper, it is. And you know what? If Aaron Ramsey scores that penalty in that Europa League final and he helps us on our way to becoming European champions, I think it would have been totally worth it, and it wouldn't have mattered about it was all in that penalty, right? It's like, what happens if Ramsey scores the penalty though, and someone else misses it and we get beat? Would it have been considered a biggest? I think it still would have been considered a flop, but it's the fact he's the only one to miss the penalty. Like, it will be remembered for that. It will. I mean, Ramsey could have scored a hat trick in every game, right, leading up to that, but because he missed the penalty in that Europa League final, it and essentially killed us. It did. It ended it. I mean, I believe that would be most people's first heartbreak. Aaron Ramsey missing that penalty. End of the day, they can't make one guy a scapegoat, but fuck, it was painful, man. And you know what, Ramsey, I'm sorry, son. It has to go in awful. It hurt. It fucking hurt. Until this day, man, it still hurts. I think Ramsey on his day, brilliant player. There was glimpses of brilliance with, his trickery, his flicks, and all of that. Scored a few goals, got a few assists, but at the end of the day, it was all down to that penalty, son, and you missed it. So you have to go bottom. And next up, James Sands. Now, if this was a couple of months ago, I probably would have said average, but it's not been since a couple of months ago. And you know what? He was actually pretty good. last season. I think he'd come in, did his job right. First couple of games this season, I think he got made into a scapegoat, and then pretty quickly I realised, holy fuck, this guy's shite. But saying that, I think James Sands is the best out the four. So we're putting it Sands, Diallo, Sikowski, and then Aaron Ramsey, guys. But anyway, that is all the winter 2023, or 2022, sorry, signings made. And I might just keep going back. Might do summer 2021 next in winter. You see where I'm going with this? And I might just go back until I fucking want to go back. I can go back to 1872 if I really wanted to. But anyway, guys, until next time, leave your thoughts down below and peace.